Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you, I think we've done two other videos on this telephone, and we're kind of in the final stages of this repair on this telephone, and this is like the third video. We may not be able to get another video in on this telephone, but if I get a chance, I'll do one last one, because there's some cleanup on this telephone that we need to do and some final things that we have to get done on it. But I kind of wanted to show you, since there was a couple of earlier videos of this telephone and some of the things that went on. Here's a lot of the wiring harness that was replaced. We just had to scrap everything that was basically done. They had a whole lot of tape in here, and there's a whole nother bundle of tape that was around the holding on the dial center and all your dial, and it was just kind of holding everything on. This is a mixture of hot glue and all kinds of things that they've got going on here, and it was taped. So basically, we had to take all of that apart and try to repair the dial and everything after it had been gone through. This telephone, from what I understand, has been in about 3 or 4 different shops, and this is its last stop here at A1 Electronics and A1 Telephone. Every time it went into the shop, I guess it had gotten, the repair had just gotten a little more serious and tore up the phone a little more. I truly believe that this phone was being tortured. I just can't put it any other way. They really just did some things to this telephone that should be against the law. But anyway, we've got it to a point where we're going to be finishing it up here pretty soon, and I want to show you, I've put in a new wiring harness from the keypad down to the board. And in an earlier video, I had mentioned that I was looking this telephone over, and I have the hook switch loose. I was looking over the video, or doing a video on this telephone, and I was looking over the board when I first seen this on an original checkout, and I had stated that something just didn't look right about this board, that it just, I wasn't sure if it was the original board. And sure enough, because they had so many things cut, they had the handset modular and the line cord modular. All the lines were severed and taped back together again, and they've got this piezo buzzer for the ringer. They've got that cut, and sure enough, this is not the original board. It kind of looked, I think somebody made a comment on one of the videos that, well, since we had the 2 switches here and we seen the 2 holes here in that other video, well, yeah, that must be the board. But I was looking at the board, and it just didn't seem right. There was just something that just didn't seem right about it. And sure enough, this is not the original board. It may be out of a Eagle telephone from the Franklin Mint, and that's what this telephone is, but it's not out of the same model. And if it's not out of one of these types of telephones, it's out of a telephone that was very close in design as this telephone. Not only is this not the right board, it doesn't fit exact either. So that's why I have the hook switch loose. We need to redo the lines coming from the piezo buzzer and get that straightened out. And I also, this hook switch would end up for the plunger right about here. Well, that's going to be right on top of the board. I can't chop any of the board out. I guess I could, and then I could redo my traces with some trace wire in here, and then remount remount my hook switch here. This is where it's supposed to be mounted right here. But the wood blocks here that they have for this board just will not fit. It's just not the same. It's not the same board. And not only that, I noticed something else on this board. If you kind of hold the board in place, and it is upside down to you in the video, and me, but there's the tone on this side of the hole and the pulses on this side of the hole. Well, guess what? I had to cut this out. It didn't fit. I had to cut the tone part over the slide switch. I had to cut the wood out a little bit because this switch doesn't actually fit the hole. You can kind of set it up to where the ringer will work if you put the board in, mount the board in the exact right spot, but the tone and the pulse was not right. But not only was it not right, the switch to this board is actually turned around. So it doesn't, pulse would be on this side, and if you slid the switch that way, it would be in pulse mode, and if you slid the switch that way, it'd be in tone mode. It's opposite of that. Tone is where pulse is at, and pulse is where tone's at. So this is just a totally wrong board. It's just not the board that goes to it. Will it work? Yes, we'll get it in there. But just to show you a little bit of what we did, that we built a wiring harness for it and went up and got all the keys. They don't give us much time on YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and plug the telephone in. Should have some dial tone here. And I'm going to go ahead and dial some of the numbers. And I actually have it in the wrong mode right now, so I want it in the tone mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, star, pound. I want to hit flash, redial. There you go. And then I'll do a 2. There's actually a mute in the center here, but there's no sense in messing with that. It works and everything, but I'm not going to check that part out. So anyway, we'll get this telephone back together again, and I've got some more work to do to it. And I was thinking about maybe where they have massacred this area. I have worked on other telephones of this same model and that, but I don't pay attention to all the body styles of everything. I'm more interested in the board and what's going on with these. But since this has kind of been massacred here, I may laminate this with something. Or I may try to smooth it out and just give it a small paint job, because they had tape wrapped around it, black electrician's tape, so evidently it was supposed to be black, and it seems like it was black at one time. I'm not sure what the material was. I can't remember all the body styles on these and what that was, because that's really not what I pay attention to when they come in, unless they have some kind of similar problem like what we're having here. But I'm going to try to fix up the massacre and get that straightened out. So anyway, it's just kind of a little update video. I appreciate you watching. Thank you, and have a great day.